How's it going, everyone? For those of you that like to pick up your physical games, want to point your guys' attention towards GameFly, as they are having an absolutely awesome pre-played games blowout sale. If you guys know GameFly, if you ever bought stuff from them, you know that their games come in relatively immaculate condition, and then also, if a game has any sort of DLC voucher or codes attached to them, you get all of those codes when you do buy pre-played games, because how GameFly works is they rent out the games to subscribers, and then ultimately when the demand wanes, they sell those games. But when the games are rented out, obviously nobody's getting the codes, so you get everything. You get the case, manual, code, etc, etc. Let's look at the PlayStation 5 deals available first, because there's some really good ones. First of all, Sonic Frontiers down to $29.99. Hey, that's a game I've been talking up quite a bit. We saw it as low as $35 during the Black Friday season and the holiday season and whatnot. Haven't seen that price point in quite a while, so $30 for a pre-played copy, I think is a great price, and it's a great game, and if you want to do everything in that game, it's actually a bit of an undertaking in terms of doing all the content and whatnot, getting max ratings and all that good stuff. 30 bucks, not a bad buy there. Session Skate Sim down to $18, Biomutant down to $18, that was just available in Plus Essential, excuse me. So yeah, a lot of you guys have it that way. God of War Ragnarok is down to $49.99. I know that's super pricey, but it is Ragnarok, which has been holding up in price. Like, I don't think we've seen a single discount from that game's regular $70 price tag. So honestly, saving $20 on a pre-played copy of it, that's not that bad. And obviously, the game itself is tremendous if you are a Plus Premium subscriber, as we talked about it yesterday. It is available as a part of a trial, so you can play 3 hours of it, but then ultimately you'll need to buy the game. If you do buy a physical copy of the game, by the way, your progress in the trial version does carry on over, so that is something nice that does happen. Saints Row 2022, $14.99 for this. Yo, I don't think this game is that terrible. Like, I remember when this came out back in August, like, people were saying it's the worst game of all time. I don't think it's quite the worst game of all time. Is it worth, like, $60? I don't think it was $70. If it was $70 when it came out, that'd be just absolutely egregious, but I don't believe it was $70. But nonetheless, it's not worth $60, it's not worth $70, it's not worth $50. $15, however, I don't know. If you want, like, a nonsensical open world game to get into, it's not the worst thing in the world. Maybe wait for it to get down to, like, Agents of Mayhem price, like $4, and then pick it up, but $15's alright. Marvel's Midnight Suns Enhanced Edition, $40 for that isn't bad. That's a relatively recent release, so getting it for $40, given that it is a $70 title, not too bad. Gotham Knights, that's another $70 game, and it's down to $29.99 right now. Unfortunately, is locked to 30 FPS on PS5, but game itself is okay. Definitely has some shortcomings from a gameplay and content standpoint, comparatively speaking to the Arkham games. Like, that's obviously the comparison that people were always going to draw. But if you go to Gotham Knights expecting its own original title, which it is, you might actually have some fun with it. I'm not a big DC guy, but I still had fun with it. It's just not a game I'd drop $70 for. New Tales from the Borderlands Deluxe Edition. This is $13, or you can get the PS4 version for $9.99. Why this is such a good deal is because you get New Tales from the Borderlands and you get Tales from the Borderlands, the Telltale title, with the deluxe edition. And remember, the codes aren't redeemed, so you'll get both. That is a fantastic deal. $13 for that is definitely a slam dunk deal, so would definitely recommend that. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, 30% off from its regular price. It's down to $34.99. Good price for this game, good buy. Hasn't seen many discounts. I don't think it's seen a single discount at this point, given that it's still a relatively recent release. I love Crisis Core. Zack is one of my favorite characters across every Final Fantasy game. I mean, how can you not like Zack? And if you want to know the origin story of Final Fantasy VII, this is really where it all begins. And it sets the table for Final Fantasy VII. Bear in mind, it is a PSP game, so, like, the refinements that you're going to see in this game are only so much. So it's definitely an upgrade from the original PSP version, but just keep your expectations in line. This isn't the FF7 remake upgrade that maybe some of you guys might be expecting. Like, it is still a PSP game at the end of the day, but Crisis Core was a great game back then, and the refinements they do make actually do go a long way. Evil West down to $39.99. That's a really recent release, so not a bad price there. Gungrave Gore down to $25. Remember, that came out at $50, so that's a significant discount for a game that just came out like 2.5 months ago or so. So decent buy on that. Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me, that is $19.99, so not a bad buy there as well. Potion Permit, I see that for $17.99. Plague Tale Requiem is $27.99, so that's not a bad buy either. Obviously play Plague Tale Innocence first, but Requiem's a great follow-up to that, and if you're a fan of atmospheric narrative-driven games, that's a really good one. I see Star Ocean: The Divine Force for $29.99. I had my issues with that game, but it's still a fairly decent JRPG, and I would say for that price, it's pretty darn good. As far as PS4 titles, you got stuff like Battlefield 2042 for $8, Watch Dogs Legion for $13, Back 4 Blood for $7, man. That's not that bad. The Quarry for $19.99, Horizon Forbidden West for $24.99. Remember, that's a free upgrade to the PS5 version, so that's definitely not that bad. One I would definitely recommend if you do have a PS5 and you can get that free upgrade. That is a solid pickup. As I mentioned, New Tales from the Borderlands Deluxe Edition, that is $9.99. That is quite good. Definitely would give that a shout as well. As I mentioned, The Quarry, $19.99. What else? We got Lost Judgment at $19.99. That's okay. Chivalry 2, $12.99 for that. Soul Hackers 2, $29.99. Diofield Chronicle for $27.99. Anthem for $7.99. That's a little pricey for Anthem, honestly. I would hope for that to be a little bit cheaper. Judgment is $25. So some of these games are still a little hefty in terms of price point, but there's a lot of good stuff relatively cheap. So, you know, the standouts to me, definitely God of War Ragnarok. I mean, the PS4 version is $45. The PS5 version is probably what you want to get, given that there is a $10 price differential, and the used copy, there's only a $5 price differential. But God of War Ragnarok, really solid pickup there. Saints Row 2022, like, you guys might meme on me for even giving that a shout, but, like, I didn't think that game was as terrible as some people made it out to be. But, like, definitely, like, it's not a good game. It's a very, very, probably below mediocre game, but, you know, I was going into it expecting it was going to be the worst game of all time, and I don't think it's quite that. Midnight Suns, that seems like a good buy to me. Gotham Knights, I think $30 is the perfect price for that. Crisis Core is a great pickup as well, and New Tales from the Borderlands, a deluxe edition, that's actually like a pretty big sleeper, and I think a lot of people can get some fun out of that, especially with Tales from the Borderlands being included. Sonic Frontiers, obviously, as I constantly rave about that game, it's really good. Also, I do see Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord for $34.99 if you do want to check that out, and Biomutant, if you missed out on it on Plus Essential, like, $17.99 is an okay price for that as well. A little bit of an underrated open world action RPG there. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, we've been covering a lot of digital deals, but trying to get back to covering some of these physical deals that are running in GameFly. Even though they are pre-played games, they are games that have been played before, they've been rented out. Generally speaking, everyone's experience with GameFly and buying games from there has been rather stellar. So that'll do it for me. Definitely let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.